It's that time of year, and this spooky classic is just too much fun not to play. Today, we're learning Monster Mash on ukulele. 5 beginner chords, 1 easy strum pattern, and a full play-along section so you can have some Halloween fun, even if you're brand new to the uke. And yes, there's a downloadable chord and lyric sheet linked in the description so you can follow along or practice on your own later. And be sure to check out my fun cover version here, and I'll provide a link to that in the description as well. So let's jump in. Hi, I'm Barry, and welcome to Ukulele with Barry. This version of Monster Mash is beginner friendly and tuned for fun. We're using just 5 chords. We have the G, A minor, C, D7, and E minor. All of which I'll show on screen with diagrams and play along lyrics as well as a chord sheet. We'll walk through the chords, the strumming pattern, and then I'll play through the first couple verses, choruses, and the bridge. Just enough to get you grooving without losing you. Let's take a look at the chords. Okay, so like I said, we'll need these 5 chords. The trickiest one might be this G chord, which is 3 fingers. It's this little triangle here. I have my first finger on the 3rd string, my middle finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, so those are both in the same fret, and then I use my ring finger there on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. So I make a little triangle. That's our G chord. Okay, we also have an A minor, which is a real simple chord. I'll get my fingers out of the way. We have an A minor where your middle finger is just on that 2nd fret. Okay, but just keep your fingers relaxed for that one. That's A minor. Okay, we have a C chord, our favorite chord there, nice and easy, 3rd finger on the 1st string. We have a D7, we'll be using the Hawaiian D7. I have my middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, my ring finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. Okay, so just those 2 fingers. And then we do have an E minor, which is just a little staircase, I think of it as. I have my 1st finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, my 2nd finger in the next fret along, and my 3rd finger in the next fret along there. So frets 2, 3, and 4, just a little stair step there. That's our E minor. If you need some more practice on that, go ahead and pause the video and practice those chords. Okay, for our strum pattern, nothing super fancy here. We'll try it on the C chord though. For our strum pattern, we're going to go down, down, up, down, 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 up. Or you can count it 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Just a simple strum pattern for Monster Mash here. Hey, if this is helping you out so far, I'd love for you to subscribe. It's free and helps more people like you find this channel. And if you'd like to support these videos, you can always buy me a coffee with the link down below. Now let's walk through how the song fits together. Okay, so here's a chord sheet to show us the progression of chords. Okay, you can see for Monster Mash, we have a verse, we have a chorus, and we have the bridge. Most of the song is just verse, chorus, and then it does the verse, chorus again. And then it does go to the bridge, but then it just keeps going verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Okay? So you can see in the verse, we have 2 strum patterns of G, like this. Strum pattern of G, another G, and then it goes to our E minor. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2. Then you can see it goes to A minor at the verse, and then finally D7. Another D7 there. So each measure, which is divided by the vertical lines, is 1 strum pattern. Also, I want you to notice that between A minor and D7, I can keep this finger down. So here's my A minor. Here's my D7. I just simply add that finger there for my D7. Okay, so next we have the chorus. Of course, everyone knows the chorus. It's the part where he says, "He did the mash, he did the monster mash." That, of course, is the chorus that keeps happening in the song. And that is almost the same as the verse, except instead of A minors, we have C's there, you can see. Let's practice that chorus real slow. We'll start on G. Here's 1, 2, ready, practice. G, another G, E minor, got to move all those fingers, go real slow. Then we go to our C, real easy there, to our D7. That's the progression we're going to use for the chorus. And finally, we go to the bridge, which is the part in the song where he says, "The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun." That's the bridge of the song. It's a little bit different than the verse and the chorus. But it's real easy. We just have C's and D7s. So let's practice the bridge. We have the C, 1, 2 progressions of C begin. C, the zombies were having fun. And then a D7, the party had just begun. Back to our C. Now we have a D7, but it says pause. That's the part where he says Dracula and his son. So I strum that D7 once, then I pause for that vocal, Dracula and his son. And then we simply go back to the verse. So the structure of the song that we're going to do here is going to be a verse and a chorus, another verse and chorus, and then the bridge. And that's probably all we'll do in this video, but when you're playing along, and I'll provide the link in the description, when you're playing along with Bobby Pickett, it's going to be, again, verse, chorus, bridge, and then the verse and chorus go 3 more times in the original song. But it's always that progression, so you can have fun with it. Okay, now I think we're ready to monster mash. Let's start with this G chord here. Let's have some fun with it. Here's 1, 2, play. I was working in the lab late one night, E minor, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. A minor, for my monster from his slab began to rise to a D7. And suddenly, to my surprise, go to a chorus. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. E minor, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. Now C, he did the mash. It caught on in a flash to a D7. He did the mash. He did the monster mash. Now we head to a verse. Here we go. From my laboratory in the castle east to E minor, to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. Now A minor, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes. D7, to get a jolt from my electrodes to a chorus. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. E minor, the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. To a C, they did the mash. It caught on in a flash. To D7, they did the mash. They did the monster mash. Now here's where we go to a bridge. The zombies were having fun. To a D7. The party had just begun. Back to a C. The guests included Wolfman, 1D7, Dracula and his son. And then it heads back to a G chord for another verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So this one's a fun one to loop and jam to, and now you've got all the pieces to do it. Want the full chord and lyric sheet? It's already linked for you down in the description, as well as the original Bobby Pickett version and my fun cover version. Let me know in the comments if you'd like more seasonal songs like this or other fun tunes you want to see broken down on the uke. I read every comment and love hearing what you're working on. Thanks for playing with me today, and happy Halloween. Be sure to check out this video here.